The Italian-American word of the week is spoostad. Spoostad is mentally absent, dazed, out of it. It comes from the Italian word spostato, which means moved or shifted. And basically, that's what my brain feels like it's done over time. Cawfee Talk. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Cawfee Talk. I am Cannistraci, your host. I am so excited to have a solo episode today because I'm going to get very real right now with my mental state. Basically, I'm gonna incorporate an Italian-American word to make this even more relatable to my audience. So we'll start off that way. The Italian-American word of the week is spoostad. Spoostad is mentally absent, dazed, out of it. It comes from the Italian word spostato, which means moved or shifted. And basically, that's what my brain feels like it's done over time. I don't know if this is an age thing, but when I think about where I am now, not to say that I'm not as sharp as I was when I was young, but I have definitely shifted. And I feel like I can't even tell you the amount of rooms I walk into these days. I have no idea why I'm in there. I consistently lose my keys, my wallet, my phone. I'm constantly going back for something. For me to get into the studio today with Kita, I had to go to my car 3 times, bring things in. I can't gather everything all at once anymore. I don't know what it is. I dread using this word for my female listeners, but maybe perimenopausal, maybe it's brain fog. Maybe it's with age. Don't smirk at me, Kita. It's just a very honest thing. And when we said spoostad, it's like, oh, look at you, spoostad. Remember, a lot of these words, and I did that word spoostad with Josh Wolf, who's going to be a guest on this podcast at some point. He was like, that's not a real word. And I'm like, yeah, it's a real word. But as insulting as some of these words are, I always remind you guys that it's said with love. And I just feel like lately I am spoostad. And I noticed last week or 2 weeks ago when I was running on adrenaline, I was a little bit sharper and I was eating less. And I know I subscribe to the thought that food is medicine and what you put in your body can really help you. I think there are a bunch of factors right now at my age and being a woman that played the part into me feeling as if I am dazed sometimes. And I do realize that 2 weeks ago when I was feeling a little bit sharper and more on point, first of all, I wasn't getting enough sleep, which didn't help. But I did notice that eating and limiting sugar in my body was it made me so much sharper. I don't know. I know there's so many things linked to sugar. It's like the devil. But why are you laughing?
Because you were about to say huge, but you were about to go huge.
I think that's a New York thing.
I was going to tell you there is an H.
Yeah, I think. Also, by the way, I listened to one of the episodes where I did say whirlwind.
I told you said whirlwind.
But I know it's whirlwind, but I think it's just how fast I speak and my accent. I do say huge. It's huge. It's huge.
Well, what's funny is you speak fast and you added a letter into whirlwind.
Right.
It's actually a shorter letter or shorter word without the D.
I know. And I know how to spell it. I knew how to spell it. I know it's WHIRL, but I just, whatever. You were right. So I did listen to that episode. And huge is huge, huge. I don't know. Do you guys say the H if you're from the East Coast? I don't. I say it's huge. It's huge. Huge. I don't know. But
reminds me of my cousin Vinny when he was like, "What's a ute?"
Yeah, I could literally, imagine you're a deer. You're prancing along. You get thirsty. You spot a little brook. Put your little deer lips down to the cool, clear water. Bam! A fucking bullet blows off half your head. Your brains are lying on the floor in tiny little pieces. Now I ask you, do you give a shit what kind of pants the son of a bitch who shot you was wearing?
You could have totally nailed that role.
I mean, I think I was
fell
meant for
in
it.
love with Marisa. Oh my god!
I think
when
everybody
I saw that,
fell in love with
holy
Marisa
shit, I was
Tomei.
like, that's it.
I think
And
women and
she's
men.
still hot as hell, and she's what, 62 years
Yes,
old?
but I think women and men in general, at least my generation, and especially Italian American females, because she was so relatable, and she was like, you identify with somebody. It's why I love the movie Moonstruck so much. I said this 1,000 times probably on this podcast, but it was the first time I saw like people that looked and sounded like my family, including my grandparents, on a big screen, and it makes you think like there's like, wow, people like my family could be up there.
So we watched My Cousin Vinny in Ohio in the theater.
Oh.
We were laughing so hard that people, of course, this is in Ohio, and we're the only people laughing. No one laughs in Ohio. So when we went out of the theater, people literally came up to us and were like, "You were the funniest thing about the movie," which is bullshit. That movie is a perfect movie. But
I love that movie.
We were laughing so hard because it's like that is what it's like to be East Coast Italian.
Movies I can watch over and over again, like if they're on that I can't turn off. My Cousin Vinny, Moonstruck is not on. I have to like put that on. The Godfather I can watch at any point. Even like Goodfellas. I mean, they're all Italian films or Italian American films, but there's just certain movies to me that like My Cousin Vinny. Oh my God. I can watch. I know every line.
Every line?
Every line. Like it's almost insane. Like I use the lines.
Every time he wakes up to the whistle and the hogs.
But I literally will use lines from that. I'll go, oh yeah, you blend. I'll say that like at other time, like, when it's pertinent to life. The same way I use like these Italian American phrases, I probably quote movie lines and hip hop lyrics. That is how my brain works. I could literally, I want to write a joke in hip hop lyrics. That's like one of the things I want to do. Or I want to write a sketch where I only use either movie lines or hip hop lyrics. In fact, I went on the street when I was hosting Boroughbreds, which was an on the street, which I'm going to bring back. A lot of you liked Boroughbreds. And it's the name of my tour this year, Boroughbred Tour. But I would go on the street and ask New Yorkers, and you would know the difference between the implants and the native New Yorkers. I would say things like the movie lines or like phrases that we use only in New York. And a lot of people didn't know. I mean, I was like really specific. Like with Moonstruck, I think I said, "Do you love him, Loretta?" And I don't think anybody got that. Maybe one person got that.
Did you mean to say transplants?
Yeah, I call them implants.
That was great.
Guys.
That's a clip.
Guys,
that's a clip.
I'm Spoostad. My brain has shifted and moved. I said...
Yeah, these people from the Midwest, they're boobs. They're implants.
Guys, this is the theme of this week's show. Spoostad. My brain has shifted. It's so funny. Yeah. Okay, guys. So listen. Implants, transplants. Same thing.
Same thing.
I like that we both said same thing. Same thing. I don't know, guys. It's just this recurring theme. I want to feel better. I'm tired. I'm fatigued. Not just my schedule. Listen, it doesn't make a difference if you're traveling, if you perform live. Like, we all have a lot on our plate. This morning, before I got to the studio, Keita had to go somewhere else, look at a different studio, come back, had to set everything up. Like, we all have a lot that we're doing. We're all tired and fatigued. I think I am waking up tired, and that's alarming to me. And so I wanted to make this the episode because I said at the end, I go, "Oh, please, I feel so spoostad." And I go, I got to do that. But I wonder how many of you feel that way. I want to know how old you are if you feel that way. I know sometimes you might not want to put your age in the comments, but it's YouTube. Most of you who comment on this, and nobody's looking at your YouTube profile. I think I have to like revamp. I have to see what I'm putting into my body, food-wise or other. I need to. I looked into intermittent fasting. They say you're supposed to get a lot of energy from that. But I also heard it was not good if you're a woman of a certain age to do that because it can mess with your hormones. So I probably shouldn't go at this blindly. What I would love to do, and what I'd love to do for you guys, is have like a doctor come in or a nutritionist or a hormone therapists, especially for my ladies, to kind of speak to food is medicine, what we go through at different points in our life. I just feel like, I mean, the brain, I guess it's brain fog. I will literally walk in a room. Like I don't know if it's because I'm thinking of other things as I'm doing things, but I will walk in a room for something and literally enter it and not know why I went in there. Like that's scary. I'm 45. I'm honest about my age. I don't know. That to me is like a little extreme.
Get used to it.
Is it?
Get used to it.
You too?
I don't even know why I'm here right now.
That's it.
What are we doing?
This is Cawfee Talk. No, it's really, it's alarming. It's a little upsetting, but I like to, and for you guys listening, I like to subscribe to, I don't know what I don't know. And the best thing to do is inform myself. So I'm going to like start writing down what I eat. Like this morning, I felt the best I have felt in 8 days waking up. And I think it's because I got straight 7.5 hours sleep. Like that is so important. Because 2 weeks ago, I wasn't getting any sleep, but I wasn't eating as much, or I wasn't putting a lot of like carbs into my body, and I still felt sharp. So I can't imagine if I got like a regular night's sleep like a human being and like ate the way I'm supposed to eat for my body. And I don't mean diet. I'm not talking about losing weight. That's not even I'm not even thinking about that. I'm thinking about just feeling good in my own skin and feeling sharp. Like I came in the studio today. I got some great guests coming in. I'm going to film a bunch of solo podcasts. I have a show tonight. It's a long day. I don't want to feel like I'm dragging ass, if I'm being really honest. And so it's like the fatigue, but it's also just my mental state. And not like mental state like I'm upset. It's just like my mind has moved. It has shifted. And so I thought it was a good subject to bring up today. It's so funny because, and I will just add this, I think back, because I'm a woman, you think back to the people in your family. I look to the women, and I think of my mom, who has significantly reduced activity in her life. Too much for me, but it's not my life. And I think back to my grandmother and my great-grandmother and wondering, I mean, they had to go through the hormone shifts and things like that. I don't know how commonly they were talked about back then. And I do go back to kind of thinking of the roles were just very different, which is not to say that women didn't have so much on their plates back then, but I think we've kind of, or at least I have, and I speak to my audience who loves the traditions that I speak about. I'm still the homemaker. I'm still the cook. I still clean. I still, there are still so many facets of me that you could put under the role of housewife on top of everything else that I do. And so maybe I'm overloaded, but I do think that I was pretty overloaded in my 20s and 30s, and I don't remember feeling like this. So it's just a little bit of honesty. Things look great online, right? All these videos, I'm taking all these pictures and showing that I'm out. I just want you guys to know it's great, and I'm having a good time, but you are not alone. I am definitely walking into those rooms with you guys, having no idea why I'm there. So we are all in this. We are all in this boat together. Is that how you say it? Are we all in this? Mm-hmm. We're all in this boat. I don't know how to. Guys, I'm Spoostad. Anyway, let me know in the comments. You guys have been so great at telling me how you feel, telling me if this is a word you heard. What I loved about the last 2 episodes, and I guess it's because Cawfee Talk is picking up more subscribers, is you guys started requesting words that you want me to do.
That's great.
So I have this wasn't one of them, but this was just literally the way I was feeling. So I will get to everybody's words. If there is a word that I haven't done on an episode of Cawfee Talk, drop that word in here. A lot of times people go, oh, have you heard this word? Or I haven't heard this word in forever. Or my grandmother used to say this, and then they like write it out phonetically so I could see what the word is to see if I know what it is. I love that. I feel like the whole point of me wanting to do this was to keep the language alive. And you guys help me so much more because I'm too spoostat to remember all the other words myself. So you guys are reminding me of a lot of others. But I hope you guys have a great Monday. Oh, this was a pretty quick episode, right?
What?
Yeah.
It's about 10 minutes right now.
Yeah. I hope you guys
one thing
have
I want to,
yeah.
before we close out,
Sure.
I want to ask two things of the audience. One, what is your experience with tomato pie? Did you have tomato pie in where you grew up? And what I mean by tomato pie is the flat, it's almost like a focaccia
With just
dough
tomato?
with just tomato paste on top, a little bit of Romano on top. We had that in upstate New York, and from what I heard, it's actually from Sicilian style.
Well, we have sfincione,
Mm-hmm.
and that's very Sicilian. That's with like tomato and cheese, anchovy too, though, because Sicilian. I don't use the anchovy, and like breadcrumb.
Yeah, and then the second thing is, let's do a poll. I want to hear about black and white cookies versus half moon cookies.
Like, what
There's
did we
a
call them?
difference. Well, they're two different type. They look the same, but they're not the same.
I like how all of his questions are about food.
Well, you know.
All right, guys.
Because half moons are specifically from upstate New York, and they're a doughy cookie with buttercream frosting. Where black and whites are
Have
New York
icing.
City, and they're icing. They're hard cookies with hard.
I got to be honest. I never got into. I was like, oh, I don't see the appeal in it. And as I got older, I liked the black and white cookie. Also, fun fact, at my wedding, I had a gelato truck, and it had rainbow cookie gelato.
Wow.
And that was, I don't know why I just remembered that. I guess I'm not so spoostad. I remember some things. All right, guys. Again, my shows will all be listed at tarajokes.com. I also have some new merch coming out. I'm not sure if I'm going to be selling it on my website yet, but it is a car freshener in the shape of the Italian horn. It says the sense of safety. And I will be selling them at my shows. My shows are Wesley Chapel, Florida. So that's Tampa, Florida, basically. February 6th and 7th. I have 3 shows there. Rochester, New York. I'll be there February 14th. If you can't make that show, I'll be back there March 7th. Why so soon? Because I'll be there with Joe Coy at Radio City Music Hall, New York City, April 3rd and 4th. Naples, Florida. 5 shows. 5 shows, Naples, Florida, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, March 16th through the 18th. I'll also do Ocala, Florida. That's Saturday, March 21st. And then Irvine, California, March 12th. I know a lot of people messaged me this week that they got those tickets this week, so I cannot wait for Irvine. Last time I was there, well, you guys showed up. It was a great show for me, really, just because of you guys. And I hope that we get just as many people there. I had close to 200. It's a pretty big venue on the opposite coast for where I'm from. So the love was very real. Shout out to Pat Fonzarella, who I'm pretty sure had about 100 people there, if not more. And then I will list Detroit, Michigan. Royal Oak is really as close as I'm getting. That's going to be April 16th or 17th. I don't know. Check my website. And then there's DC. I'll be at the DC Comedy Law for 2 shows in June. Rhode Island. I'm going to say it, and I love you, New Jersey. But Rhode Island, my favorite place to perform. I'll be there for Labor Day weekend. And then New Jersey, because you're just too good to me, I will be there April 11th, I believe. It's as close to Staten Island as I'm getting. It's the Avenel Performing Arts Center. And last time I was there, I sold it out. I'm pretty sure my Jersey love will show up. So, guys, again, all those shows are listed at tarajokes.com. Let me know, too, if you think the car freshener is a good idea. I'm trying to find things that are easy to bring.
Is it unisex smell, or is it?
I was going to do new car scent and vanilla.
Nah, you should do Dakar Noir.
Oh, yeah, for my audience. I really should.
That's so
Dracar Noir.
So
what a throwback. Who wore Dracar Noir?
Actually, well,
what were the other ones?
That Polo. It
there was
like
another one. Dracar Noir.
Dracar.
Light blue. Was light blue a big one?
No,
God.
I'm older than you.
All right. Dracar Noir, guys. On that note.
Did you say Naples yet?
Naples, Florida. March 16th to the 18th.
You need to let me say Naples. It sounds inappropriate when you say it.
Naples?
Yeah, it sounds illicit.
Guys, I love you. Have a great week. Cawfee Talk.